The gold market's pumping along with stablecoins. Why is gold pumping? Well, it's got to do with China, and the United States. That's because China said, yo, USA, you're naughty too. Because remember, Trump said that China violated the tariff agreement. Oh, crap. Can't we get a break with this? Brad Garlinghouse said Ripple is changing the banking industry. But it could take 10 years? Brad, some of us won't be around for the next 10 years. Well, I mean, most of us will be, but some of us won't. We're going to talk Xrp and Hbar pricing. Why? Because aren't those supposed to be the players that are going to be changing the way we move money?
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And do you see what I got in my hand? That's 32 gigs more of RAM. That's right, baby. We're doubling it, and then we're going to go 4K for all you TV watchers out there. So you can watch me in 4K. I don't know. Whatever, all right? Before we get into the heat map, you know the deal, lemon peel, your comments, because you, the viewer, matter most. Mazda CX says, like the whole Fight Club looking scene in the intro. Yeah, it took me a little to figure it out with the editing skills, but I got it done. Had to make a little fun of all those Twitter users out there that like talking about Jerome Powell. Oh, he's going to be resigning. He's going to do an emergency rate cut. No, he's not. T-Boot says, this is why I avoid Twitter and channels that aren't Klaus. Well, thank you. Not interested in fake news and hopium. Just give it to me raw, daddy. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, ODB, shout out to the man. What else do I got for you? Dreamland Express says, you crack me up and always tell it like it is. Keep up the great work. That's my job here, to bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. I got some bad news today because China said the U.S. violated the trade agreement. But good news if you like gold, because we put a big green candlestick up on the screen. I hedge my crypto bets with gold, so I'm not that upset, because when crypto goes down, my gold goes up. And if you zoom out to the gold charts, baby, it's been up, up, up. Bitcoin sitting at 104,380, ETH 2540, XRP at 215, while Doge and the meme are in the red. We're going to talk Hbar price and XRP. Why? Because aren't those two supposed to be moving the money as we change the banking system? That's what Brad says. But it's going to take 10 years? What the fuck, man? China says the U.S. violated the tariff truce as the trade war heats up. Son of a bitch, man. Y'all better be drinking. And look, I got my hydration formula here. I still got to be good. I got my doctor's appointment today at 2:30. Let's see what they say. Let's see if they can figure out what's wrong with me. Medically, you morons. We know I got some screws loose. China on Monday said the Trump administration is undermining the temporary May 12th agreement between the two nations by issuing AI chip export control guidelines, stopping the sale of chip design software to China, and by planning to revoke Chinese student visas. Oh, the Trump administration action seriously undermined the existing consensus reached at the Geneva Economic and Trade Talks and seriously damaged China's legitimate rights and interests. That's from a Chinese Commerce Ministry. They said that in a June 2nd statement. Hey, that's today. Breaking news. That's why you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out. China's claims come after President Donald Trumpito said on Friday that Beijing is violating a trade agreement and that he's no longer going to be Mr. Nice Guy. So China snapped back, and I told you that's what we were going to look out for. China's snap back. Now, fresh hostilities between the United States and China show that many questions left hanging after the Geneva ceasefire mid-May still have no satisfactory answers. It is not clear whether the U.S. trade policy is being run by Trump, his trade negotiators, or his national security team. He added the overall objectives of this trade aggression, other than display raw power, are as muddled as ever. Meanwhile, we got some hopium. You ready for it? Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, said this. On Sunday, he's confident a U.S.-China trade dispute will be ironed out when Mr. Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping have a conversation. I believe we'll see something very soon. It's like the people on Twitter that say, oh, we're going to go to the moon. Of course he's going to say something positive. Do you really think the trade secretary would be like, yo, we're fucked? Yeah, we're not going to reach agreement. No, of course he's going to tell you something positive. It was like Donnell Dixon 2 years ago telling you we're going to get stablecoin regulations in the summer of 2023. Meanwhile, it's the summer of 2025 and we still don't have stablecoin regs. Speaking of stablecoins blast through activity and volume records, boosting supply to 244 billion in May. Why am I bringing stablecoins up? Because Brad says that Ripple will rewire the entire banking system and that it may take 10 years. Meanwhile, stablecoins are doing it right now. Stablecoin activity expanded to a new record levels in May. A total of 33 million active addresses use stablecoins. Holy shit. 33 million active addresses. Stablecoin activity reflected the general crypto market recovery in May, according to Optimus data. A total of 33 million active wallets transacted in stablecoins. 33 million. Do you know how many active wallets there are usually on a daily basis with Ripple? Anywhere from 7,000 to like 30,000. There were 33 million for stablecoins. Stablecoin usage shifted to faster and cheaper networks. BNB Smart Chain made up of 10 million active wallets, 9 million for Tron. Ooh. Their growing activity coincided with further gradual expansion of the stablecoin supply. For the past month, supply reached 244 billion. Interesting. I like that. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this while we're live. Let's go to stablecoins. What is the total market cap right now of stablecoins? $250 billion right now. Holy crap. Holy. Stablecoins also kept gaining ground on other payment tools, including debit and credit cards. In the past 30 days, stablecoins on average carried 2.2 trillion in payment and transfer volumes, surpassing remittances and even Visa payments. Yo, girlfriend. Stables are where it's at. And think of how big stablecoins are going to be once we get the stablecoin bill passed through the Senate, House, and El Presidente. Meanwhile, gold, told you we would watch what happens on Monday, that's today. Gold pumped pretty big today. Yep, 79 bucks. How's my gold bugs out there doing? Ripple CEO says Ripple will rewire the entire banking system. Okay. Citing the company's CTO David Schwartz, Garlinghouse noted that the ploy would rewire the entire banking system, making Ripple a giant in the cross-border payments and remittance businesses. Well, Brad, you better hurry the F up because stablecoins are on a fucking roar. Remarkably, this initiative should be sufficient to drive Xrp adoption, and the CEO emphasized that it should be big enough to appeal to the ecosystem's enthusiasts. We underestimate how big that change is and how profound it is, the CEO said, stressing that it would make sense to the community that it looks back 10 to 20 years from now. Whoa! Brad, you're talking about 10 to 20 years. Stablecoins are doing it right now with 33 million active wallets. Brad, you can't keep selling the future if stables are doing it now. And when that stablecoin bill gets passed, you're going to see more adoption grow in stables. Now, Hbar moves money for cheap, and so does Ripple. 7-day chart for Hbar does not look good, girlfriend. Are you in the buy zone at Hbar at 16 cents? I don't know. I mean, like 15 cents is darn close for the buy zone for Hbar. This is the lowest we've seen, pretty close for Hbar in the last month. Zoom out to the 1 year and you're like, okay, we've kind of gotten that support north of 15 cents. You do get some opportunities there where you could buy sub 15 cents, but we have gotten some support, okay? But what's Hbar doing to move money? What's Hbar doing to get the juicy volume? We talk about the juicy volume in stables. The volume right now for Hbar, 120 million. What was stablecoin volume? What was that? 2.2 trillion for the month? 2.2 trillion for the month. So, yeah. Multiply that out for Hbar, you're talking like 300, 400 million? Like, you see what I'm saying here? And we know that the regs for stables are going to happen first. The regs for the rest of the crypto is going to happen way later. So, yo, that's kind of down the road if you get what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think there's opportunities for Hbar out there. But, yo, Hedera Foundation's got to do something. Something to make this spicy and relevant, or what? Or more players are going to slide into stables for the utility of those stables. It doesn't mean that Hbar is dead. It just means that right now you can tell by the volume players are looking elsewhere. Xrp price Not looking so hot for the 7-day either. In the 1 month chart, you're like, yo, we're back to where we were a month ago. Look at the 1 year and you're like, yeah, obviously we got support above $2, but $2 right now is like the 50 cents of last year. It gets a little boring floating around the $2 mark. Volume for XRP, 2 billion. Healthy. Multiply that by the 30 days, right over a month, and you're like, okay, 60 billion, that's a respectable number. But again, still nowhere near the 2.2 trillion for all the stables out there. Active wallets for XRP, like we talked about it, 7,000 some day, 20, 30,000 other days. 33 million for stables, yo, we got a ways to go. And Brad said it himself, 10 to 20 years from now, dude, you got to do something faster than that. And I get it. We need the regs to happen, but Congress isn't moving fast. We had trouble getting stablecoin bills. Look, we're just at the debating part of the stablecoin bill, which should be happening here like in the next week or two. We're going to see how that goes on the floor. We might even live stream it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. But that's where we're at. And I'm not trying to poo-poo XRP. I'm not trying to poo-poo Hbar. But remember, those players are about moving money cheaply. Those players are about remittances, cross-border payments. Well, that's what stables are for. The stable coin market cap is absolutely growing. $250 billion. What is the volume right now for USDC in the last 24 hours? $9 billion, 8.6 billion. 2 billion for XRP. Respectable, but about what? 20% of what that is. So obviously the players out there are preferring the stables, and we're talking about what is XRP good for? Moving money cheaply, moving money safely and securely. But the players are preferring the stables. Now, that being said, though, let's be real here. Where's the big benefit for XRP? Speculation. You obviously know you can make a ton more money speculating on XRP than you can on stables. But the institutions out there are picking the stables right now because they know they're going to get the regs first and they don't have the dips in prices. Look at XRP. That's a scarier looking chart, right? You're not seeing the support there, and it sucks because I really like XRP. I really like Hbar. But what I don't like is the fact that these players out there keep selling you what? A carrot that is further in the future. Brad even says, you gotta look back 10 to 20 years from now. Dude, come on, man. Are you gonna keep selling that carrot in front of people? And I get it, you're rewiring the entire banking system. But bro, if you give stablecoins 10 to 20 years to keep growing, you know how big they're going to be while you're still rewiring the system? I don't know, man. Like, I get it, and I understand. I understand the functionality. I understand the speculation. I understand the usage and all that. But I also see that stables are growing like crazy. Erase Tether. Money printer go burr. Look at your USDC. Look at World Liberty Financial. 2 billion market cap out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. This thing started in what? Like, not that long ago? I mean, like, not that long ago at all? So, yeah, you got to be careful out there because the narrative is what? Pump, pump, pump. But we need the regs. And we ain't getting the regs for crypto anytime soon because we're only at the debate level of things. And look, I'm not trying to be negative about stuff. I'm just sharing with you the facts. If you want the hopium, go somewhere else. You want the news, you want the real deets, you come here. You want to hear about Jerome Powell resigning and emergency rate cuts? Again, this isn't the place for it. Stables are ruling the roost. Their market cap, it's like this. Their wallets, active users, like this. Their adoption, like this. Altcoins, like that. Yeah, that's not me being negative. That's me being a mirror reflecting to you what's happening right now in the crypto market. You're not hearing people use cryptos for payments. You don't even use cryptos for payments, do you? Are you using your XRP at the local gas station to buy gas? Hell no. Are you using your XRP to buy a home? Hell no. You're not doing that at all. You're using your XRP and your Hbar for speculation. Players are using stables for payments and remittances. I did a story about 2 weeks ago about Guatemala's biggest bank. By the way, I'm going back to Guatemala. I'm going back a couple more times this year. Why? Because it's freaking awesome. Banco Industrial, their biggest bank, is now doing a big payment thing. For like 99 cents, you can move money cross borders there using stablecoins. Yeah, stablecoins. All the big banks out there, what are they doing? They're launching their own stablecoins. Even like the JP Morgans, the Wells Fargos and all that, they're collaborating together to make their own like collaborative stable coin. What's the big focus in Congress right now? Stable coin draft. What did Trump's company focus on? Meme. There you go. Utility for you. That's stable coin, right? They're USD1. So you see what I'm saying? The big focus is on that because it's going to be easier regs for that. It doesn't scare players away because you don't have the price oscillations. So just keep your eyes open on stables. It doesn't mean don't pay attention to alts. It doesn't mean don't pay attention to speculation. It doesn't mean don't pay attention to Hbar and XRP. It just means that right now the players that be, the big money out there, they're paying attention to the store of value play and they're paying attention to the utility of stables. That's why stablecoin market cap is freaking soaring while the altcoin market cap is not. And again, it's not me being negative. It's me reflecting to you what's really happening in the market. If you want to be lied to, if you want to be reachy-rounded, if you want to be wine-dined and 68ed, because then I would owe you one, right? 68 plus 1 is 69. Then, dude, I would definitely suggest you go somewhere else and be misled by people that keep giving you the hopium. But Brad even said it at Xrp Las Vegas. You got to look back 10 to 20 years from now because we're rewriting the system. Yo, stables are doing it right now, Brad. So don't miss the bus because if you're not careful, the bus will run you over. Or in this situation, the train will run you over. Why? Because choo-choo bitches, girlfriend.